Alright, if you guys are just joining us, the game started a little bit early. Palestine is up 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning with with runners on first base and third base with 2 outs. As Ramzi Yassin strikes out to end the first inning. So after one inning, Palestine leads 1-0 over Pakistan. The first inning started with Siam Lafi walking, followed by Halim grounding out, but staying on at first base. Charles Haddad singled, Tariq Subh with another base hit, and Dylan hit a sacrifice fly with bases loaded and 1 out to drive in the only run so far. Brett Powers had a scoreless first inning in the top of the first, if you're just joining us. There was 1 error in the top of the first, but it did not affect anything. The same link as the semifinal game is where you can catch this game. Brent Powers is on the mound for Palestine. Last time he was on the mound, he pitched a complete game against India, pitched 9 innings, struck out 15 batters. And here he is, continuing where he left off, pitched 1 inning, gave up no runs in the top of the first. And it's the same link as last time. I'll put the link in the comments. You can watch the game on Iranian television, and you can follow along with English play-by-play here. But yeah, recap of the first inning. Sacrifice fly by Nader Ihmoud with the bases loaded is the only run that has scored so far. All right, so the top of the second is about to begin in Iran. Palestine is up 1-0. Due up for Pakistan is their catcher, Abdur Razik. 333 so far in the tournament, and he fouls off the first pitch from Brent Powers. So as you guys have heard me speak about several times, back in 2023, these two teams faced off in the same championship match, but that time it was in Pakistan, Islamabad, as a ground ball straight back to the pitcher. Brent Powers fields it easily, throws it to Ramzi at first base, out number 1 here in the top of the second. Last time in 2023, Pakistan won this matchup 11-3. There's a lot of new faces on Team Palestine that were not on that roster back in 2023. Brent Powers is one of those guys, as the first pitch is fouled back by Saeed Akhtar, Pakistan's first baseman. If you guys are just joining us, Palestine has the lead 1-0. This is a big game for Palestine. They've never won a tournament. They have had success at tournaments. They've, last time at this West Asia Baseball Cup in Pakistan, they took second place. And here they are again in the championship. For such a young team to make it to the title game both times that they've been in this tournament, very impressive. Pakistan has had their federation since the 1980s. So our federation was founded in 2017. We didn't play in our first tournament until 2023 when we played against Pakistan in the title game. Little history lesson back then. We played Nepal in group play, defeated them 21-1. We were supposed to play against India But India, even though they're right next to Pakistan, were stuck at the border. And so they were late to the tournament and they were supposed to play us in the first game of group play, but they had to forfeit that game. So it was interesting. We defeated them in Pakistan off of a forfeit, and then we got to play India in a real match here as Brent Powers walks a Pakistani batter. Now there's one on with one out. And then we also played Bangladesh and Sri Lanka during that tournament before we played Pakistan and lost in the finals. So our Palestine's career record in the West Baseball Asia Cup is something like 7-1. And Brent Powers attempts a pickoff move to first base. Very important runner over there is that is the tying run is on first base, one out here in the top of the first inning. Oh, what a move by Brent Powers. He picks off. Wow, what a play. As they showed the replay, Brent Powers with a pickoff move to first base. That's the second out of the second inning. 2 outs and nobody on. He just caught Akhtar leaning there as it was obvious he was going to attempt to steal. After this inning, I will be taking a coffee break. So if you don't see anybody sitting here, don't worry. Just going to be headed over to the Keurig machine to make myself my first coffee of the day. It is currently 5:50 a.m., 58 a.m. in Chicago. The game was supposed to start at 6 a.m. They started it early. So don't worry, guys, if you're just waking up and you're wondering what's going on. They decided not to follow their own schedule. I don't know why. It's been happening the entire tournament, whether they tell us the game is going to start at 4 a.m. and then it starts at 5:30 a.m. Chicago time. This time it was backwards. I thought it would start later, like 6:30. Got a few extra minutes of sleeping. Woke up, the top of the first inning was already started. So, 2 outs with Muhammad Rehan up at the plate. And he fouls off for another strike. Brent Powers looks just as good as he did against India in the first game of group play. Strike 3, batters out, and that's the end of the top of the second inning. When we come back, the bottom of the second will begin, and we will have due up the 7, 8, 9 part of the order. Yusuf Abbasi, Patrick Khoury, and Hassan and Ammar Hassan, and Hassan Ammar, coming up next. After the top of the second inning, Palestine leads 1-0. Hey Alexa, turn off the alarm. All right, I'll be back. Coffee break, but I'll be back for the bottom of the second inning. All right, the bottom of the second has just begun. Got Yusuf Abbasi up at the plate. 1-0 Palestine with the lead. On the mound for Pakistan is Zohaib Muhammad. And the first pitch is a ball. So, like I was telling you guys can follow the game, watch it. It's in Persian, so you probably won't understand it. Have me on live, and I will be doing the play-by-play in English. As Yusuf Abbasi takes another pitch outside from Pakistan's left-handed pitcher, Zohaib Muhammad. Palestine so far has 2 hits and 1 run. Pakistan, no hits, no runs through 2 innings. And Yusuf drives a baseball up the middle. That's a hit. That's Palestine's 3rd hit of the game. Man on first with nobody out. Palestine is cooking here in the 2nd inning. Palestine's offense has been very good most of the tournament. Struggled a little bit against India, but since then has been on a tear. Scoring a lot of runs, getting a lot of hits, getting a lot of men on base. That's the key to a successful offense. As Patrick Khouri, the designated hitter for Palestine, batting 8th, is up to bat. So 1 on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Palestine is up 1-0. Yusuf Abbasi began the bottom of the 2nd with a base hit up the middle. On the mound for Pakistan is Muhammad Zohaib. And he delivers a pitch to Khouri. Khouri pulls back a bunt. But I think they might say that he went. One ball, 1 strike on Patrick Khouri here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Patrick Khouri played collegiate ball for a little bit, got injured, derailed his college play a little bit, but he kept working at it. He's a very good player. He can pitch, can play the field, can hit as he is up right now. As the stream needs a little bit of a refresher here. Yusuf Abbasi had just stolen 2nd base before the stream started acting up, but it's back up and running. Oh, there it is. So, got Yusuf Abbasi on 2nd base, Patrick Khouri at the plate, no outs. And that's a pitch outside. Got 2 balls, 2 strikes on Patrick Khouri, the designated hitter for Palestine, who's batting 8th. We haven't had a chance to go through what the starting lineup looks like for Palestine, so since we're here, as Patrick fouls it off, Siam Laffy, per usual, has been starting at shortstop this entire tournament and leading off. That's continued to be the same today. He led off the game with a walk. Yunus Halim, who pitched a complete game yesterday, pitched 7 innings in the semifinals in a 17-3 victory over host country Iran, is back at 2nd base today and still batting 2nd. He's batted 2nd throughout the entire tournament. Charles Haddad back in right field. He's been starting there the entire tournament as well. Tariq Subh behind the plate, batting 4th. As Patrick Khouri strikes out looking for the first out of the 2nd inning. Following Tariq Subh in the 4th spot is Dylan Ahmed at 3rd base, who drove in today's only run with a sacrifice fly. Ramzi Yassin, who's been the hottest hitter on Palestine's roster, batting over 600 entering the game, still playing first base, batting 6th. Yusuf Abbasi playing left field, starting there, has started most of the games in left field. As the first pitch hits Ammar Hassan, and now there's a man on first and second with one out. Ammar Hassan, or Hassan Ammar, I'm sorry, I keep calling his first name Ammar. Hassan Ammar has been another one of those great hitters on the team. Has a home run in this tournament, but he just got hit by a pitch in his first at bat. So the first at bat of today's game. And so that'll bring back the top of the order for Palestine. Siam Laffy is up. He walked and scored today's only run back in the first inning. So now we got a man on first and second with one out for the top of Palestine's order. Siam Laffy hacks at the first pitch. They flip it to second. They go to first for the double play, and they get it. And that'll end the second inning. Palestine is up 1-0 after 2. I'll be back with my cup of coffee in just a minute. Your alarm's been going off. Sorry, guys, I was muted. Anyway, I'm back with my coffee. I was just saying how you guys can tune in to the actual stream, the Iranian stream, and tune in to me for the English play-by-play. And the top of the third inning has just begun. Pakistan is searching for their first hit as a little ground ball has hit the third base. Nader Ihmoud throws it. Ramzi Yassin scoops it. Out number 1. Palestine with a great defensive play to start the top of the third inning. If you've been reading my game recaps, the only concern that I've had about our team has been mistakes made on defense. There has been already an error committed today, but that play right there by Nader Ihmoud and Ramzi Yassin shows that the defense has improved. I know it's just one game and it's only been 3 innings, but in a close game like this, you got to play a clean game to make sure the other team doesn't take advantage. And it's only a 1-run game so far. Anything can happen. But I will tell you, last time these two teams played in the West Asia Cup Championship, Palestine never held a lead. As Pakistan gets their first hit of the game off of Brent Powers, a little floater into right field lands, and Pakistan has their second base runner of the day. Got my Tetris cup. Wait, did they call him out at second? At first? No. Oh, sorry about that. He hit it to right field. I'm sorry, their footage is a little grainy. He hit it to right field. Our right fielder had enough time to throw him out at first, so there's 2 outs, and they still have not gotten their first hit of the game. Sorry, correction. What a defensive play. I was just talking about how, in my eyes, even though there was an error in the first inning, the guys out there look a lot more focused on defense. And that was a great play by the right fielder, Trip Haddad, to throw out the runner at first. Typically, that should be an automatic base hit. You hit any ball into the outfield, and it should. You'll never see, like right there on the scorecard, it's a 9-3 putout. The number 9 reflects the right fielder. The number 3 reflects the first baseman. You, in major leagues or any professional level, you almost will never see that unless the guy hits the ball and falls down in the batter's box. As Brent and Todic thought that was strike 3, but the blue did not agree, called it a ball. At the plate, number 33, Hussein. That's Pakistan's third baseman. And that's a foul ball. Hussein keeps himself alive against the powerful Brent Powers. Now, Brent, his ties to Palestine go deep. He volunteered for a long time in Palestine, lived there, as that ball scoops away from Todic for a ball. Full count on Hussein here. Todic Subah looks kind of irritated. I would say if I was going to guess why my good friend Todic looks that way, it's because he thinks 2 pitches before that should have been strike 3 and the inning should have been over. And sometimes this happens in baseball. It's part of the game. The umpire makes a mistake call and it extends an inning. And just like that, Hussein walks and goes to first base. And I'm sure in the back of our guy's mind, they're thinking, we should have been out of this inning. It should have been a called strike 3. But balls and strikes are judgment calls, and it's based off of the umpire's judgment. The strike zone can shift from day to day. That's the beauty of the game. As Waheed, Pakistan's second baseman, is up to the plate here with 2 outs, 1 on. Palestine leads 1-0 in the top of the third inning. If you're just joining us, the game did start a little bit earlier than scheduled advertised. We were told 6 a.m. Central Time. Game started, I think, about 15 to 20 minutes early because I woke up around 5:50 and the first inning had already begun. As no one was covering second base, and Hussein steals the base easily. There's a little bit of confusion there. But that runner on second base is a very important runner. That's the tying run. Hits the ball to first base, and Ramzi takes it himself and slides into the bag to get the out. That'll end the inning. What a huge play by Ramzi Yassin. What a play. Highlight reel. Man, if somebody's watching, screen record it and send it to the page. That's another thing, if I can ask from you guys who are watching the game. If you could screen record any of our highlights, we would greatly appreciate it. It's hard for me to multitask, but what an amazing play by my guy Ramzi Yassin, number 26. Took it himself, slid into first base. That was a huge play. That play, had the guy been safe at first, could have been costly for us. It's a 1-run game. This is not the same games that we've been playing in the beginning of the West Asia Cup. These two teams are on a different level than every other team. Pakistan and Palestine are in their own level of competition compared to the rest of the teams in the West Asia bracket. Okay, you could say teams like Sri Lanka and India are up and coming, or they're right behind them, or they're on their toes. But Palestine and Pakistan, there's a reason why they're ranked in the top 50 in the world. Yeah, Palestine is home. They're the top ranked. You know, they played more games than Pakistan in group play, and they scored more runs against their opponents. So that's how they determined who was the number one seed entering the playoffs. So Pakistan was the number 2 seed and Palestine was the number 1 seed because of the amount of games Palestine had to play. That gave them the advantage, and that's why they are the home team, as Yunus Halim steps to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. And he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. So Zohaib Muhammad for Pakistan has had a lot of success for Pakistan, but he did give up a run in that 1st inning. If you're just joining us, Palestine loaded the bases with 1 out, and Nader Ihmoud was able to drive in a run with a sacrifice fly to give Palestine a lead in the bottom of the 1st inning. But since then, it's been a bunch of zeros put up on the scoreboard. Brett Powers has done a great job on the mound, pitched 3 innings so far. And he's struck out 2 batters, but he has walked 2. So yeah, the best way to watch this game, guys, is to have the Iranian live stream on one screen and having your Instagram live on the other. They are doing it in Persian. I'm doing the play-by-play and commentary in English. If you're just joining us and you're wondering, who is this guy? I am Nader Ihmoud. I am the volunteer play-by-play guy, volunteer media guy, volunteer a lot of stuff for the team. I'm a journalist in my day-to-day job. I run Palestine in America. I cover the team for the magazine. I don't think there's another person out there that knows more about this team. So if you have a question, drop it in the chat and I'll try to answer it. As Yunus Halim takes a 3-2 pitch, or that's strike 2 to make the count 3-2 on Yunus Halim. Yunus Halim pitched amazingly 2 days ago against Iran, the home country, the host country of the tournament. Pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 earned runs. 3 runs came across total, but his offense scored 17 runs for him. So that was plenty of runs for Yunus. Yunus is one of those guys on the team, and there's a lot of guys on the team that can, play the field and pitch. And because of our roster and our youth as a team, we need guys to do that. We need guys to be able to do dual action as Yunus strikes out swinging there for out number 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But as I was saying earlier today, these are the 2 best teams in the West Asia Cup. If you came here thinking there might be a blowout, think again. That's not going to be the case today. We're going to have a close game. It's going to go down to the wire, and every mistake is going to count. Every error, every hit, every walk, every pitch. So stay locked in, stay tuned in, and I'll make sure to have the call for you. As Charles Haddad steps to the plate, he's had a good tournament. He's one of the handful of Palestinians that have gone deep in this tournament. He hit a home run against, I believe it was Afghanistan. Yeah, it was against Afghanistan, and him and Tariq went back-to-back actually in that game. Charles hit a 3-run home run, and Tariq Subuh hit one of his 2 home runs of the tournament. Tariq Subuh, who's on deck, as Haddad fouls off that pitch. Tariq Subuh, who is on deck, leads the team in history in home runs. He has 2 in this tournament, had 1 back in 2023 against, I believe it was against Sri Lanka, yeah. It was the famous call. I wish I could share my screen, but this is my laptop. I have the link to the game on my laptop. And then this is my phone where I'm doing, my play-by-play. So I'm going to put the link to the game again. Oh, it's not there. Let me try again from here. But yeah, I'm going to try to put the link in the chat real quick. And then you guys can watch the game through that link and then follow along on your phones or your tablets through Instagram Live. As Charles Haddad strikes out looking for out number 2 in the bottom of the third inning. So Tariq Subh will come to the plate with 2 outs after back-to-back strikeouts. We talked about this as well. The amount of strikeouts need to come down. You got to put the ball in play, especially in this league. I'm going to pin that comment so you guys can see the link. Copy and paste that link into your URL and you'll be... Oops, there goes my phone. But copy and paste that link into your URL and you'll be able to watch the game. Awesome. I'm glad some of you guys have been able to make that work for you. I'm glad that I've been able to make the viewing experience a little bit better. I know watching a game in another language can be a little bit tough. Tariq Subh had a base hit earlier today as he takes a ball outside and high. Tariq Subh is one of those leaders on the team. You know, a lot of guys look to him as the captain, him and Yunus. They've been on the team, on the roster, playing, starting, being a major factor of the team since 2023. As, oh my God, Tariq Subh might have hit another one to deep left field, and it's gone! A home run by Tariq Subh, his 4th in a Palestine uniform, his 3rd of this tournament alone. Holy cow, mashallah, what a drive by Tariq Subh as he shouts to his dugout and tries to rile them up after that solo shot puts Palestine up 2-0. What a home run by Tariq Subh. Wow. As his teammates dap him up as he heads to the dugout. He absolutely crushed that baseball. Wow. That's his, like I said, that's his 3rd home run of this tournament. That puts Palestine up 2-0. Pakistan is having a meeting at the mound. They are in distress. I'm telling you right now, this team, Pakistan, they're used to being, you know, the better team. They've beaten us more times than they've lost to us. So they have the right to have that confidence. The thing is, things change, especially with these international teams. Rosters improve. Things move on. But then again, you have a guy like Tariq Subh who might not have, in his own words, played his best against them last time. And he's been thinking about his revenge ever since. And this guy just got his revenge. 2 for 2 today. He has played a major factor in both runs that were scored. That is huge. I think committee members, whoever makes a decision on, you know, tournament MVP, that home run is going to make them have sleepless nights trying to decide between Tariq Subh or between Ramzi Yassin or Hassan Ammar, or even if Brett Powers continues to pitch the way that he's pitching as Nader Ihmoud drives one to right field. It'll go all the way to the wall. He's going to second. Let's see if he can make it all the way to third, but I think he will stop at second with a double, and yes, he will as the ball is thrown away, but Pakistan backs up the play, fields it, and keeps him at second base. But back-to-back extra base hits for Palestine has them cooking with 2 outs. Yes, Tariq just hit a home run. Go to the stream and rewind it. You got to watch it. You got to watch the family member hit that. He cranked it. He absolutely cranked. There was a no-doubter. Excuse my language. He kind of pimped it after he hit it. And in baseball, when you say that word, it means that you watch the ball go, and pitchers hate when you do that. Pitchers hate when you absolutely destroy one of their pitches, and then you just admire it. But we love it. You love to see it happen. Man, I love when Tariq, when we call him, and I mean, I gave him the nickname T-Rex back in 2023. I don't know if he likes it, but man, that was a powerful swing as Ramzi Yassin fouls off a pitch, 2 outs with a runner on second base, and Palestine leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. We have good vibes going. We got our coffee. The only thing missing is if this coffee was qahwa sada. And I know my Arabs in the chat know what I mean. Ramzi files off another pitch. Ramzi has 1 ball and 2 strikes on him here with 2 outs. Ramzi has gotten a hit in every game so far except this one, but he has plenty of time to do so. But I will tell you this already. He already made a defensive play that will make up for anything that happens at the plate today for him. To end last inning, a little dribbler was hit to first base, and he had to sprint and slide into first base to just beat the runner at first. As Ramzi Yassin takes ball 4, or he's hit by the pitch, and he'll head to first base. That means Ramzi Yassin has reached base in every game so far. He has put his stamp on every game, defensively, offensively. So on that play, Nader Ihmoud was running, but because Ramzi was hit by a pitch, he has to return to second base. So from top to bottom, guys, this lineup has been impressive. This lineup has done their job. If you just go back, and you could just go back to the game logs and look at every inning, there's only been a few innings where this offense hasn't put a guy on base, where this offense hasn't put pressure on the defense. And right now with 2 outs, the pressure has been put on. After 2 back-to-back strikeouts, you had Nader Ihmoud hit a bomb to left field to give him a 2-0 lead. And then Nader Ihmoud drove one to right field for a stand-up double. And then the pitcher just hit Ramzi Yassin. So Mohammad Zohaib for Pakistan, with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning, is kind of losing his way. So he's going to try to find the strike zone as he throws ball 1 to Yusuf Abbasi. Yusuf Abbasi is one of the younger guys on the team, and this is his first tournament that he's playing with the team. He has traveled with the team in the past with hopes of playing, but his paperwork last time was not. Oh, as Yusuf drives one, it's a base hit. Dylan will round third. The throw will come from right field. Dylan will score easily as the throw is off, and the runners will advance an extra base each, and Palestine extends their lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that was the 6th hit already of the game. Amazing. So things are going exactly how they should be going for Palestine if they want to win this game. Brent Powers is pitching magnificently, and the offense is hitting and scoring runs. Now, the one thing that they got to continue to do, the only thing that I was worried about headed into this game, if you go read my recaps on PalestineInAmerica.com, is the defense. We've been making a lot of errors. Through the first 4 games of this tournament, 17 errors. We already have 1 error here in the championship game. No more errors. Let's pray to our gods, whoever your God is, mine is Allah. Say, inshallah, our defense continues to play really well today. Okay, because that 1 error, I think it will just be an anomaly. I don't think we're going to commit any more errors the rest of the game. I think this is the defense that's going to finish out the game. I don't think there's going to be many substitutions unless Oni really feels in his heart of hearts he needs to make a change. And the changes will come, I think, on the offensive side of the ball. Okay? If a guy is not producing, if a guy, I think, goes 0 for 2 and doesn't get a base hit, doesn't get on base, I think that's what will encourage Oni to make a change. I think defensively, this is the lineup he wants out there. These are the guys that he wants making those plays. There's guys on that bench that can definitely play as well too, especially in the outfield. But I think this is Oni's lineup that he's comfortable with. This is the lineup that he wants out there with the game on the line. Okay? But right now they're showing the replay of Nader Ihmoud's home run. Again, guys, my request, if possible, okay? Screen record some of these great plays by our players. Send them to our Instagram page so I can edit them and post them on our page, because these guys deserve the highlights. If I was in Iran with them, like I usually am wherever they travel, I would be recording the game on a very nice camera, and then I would be editing and uploading the highlights after the game. But if someone could screen record some of these great plays, like Ramzi's great play at first base, Nader Ihmoud's home run, that would be amazing. It's a team effort. We're all volunteers for this great team. But yeah, it was, I will say, sometimes teams play down to their opponents. And I think when you're up a lot of runs, your focus might shift away from the way that it typically is. Okay, and I don't know, I'm just making assumptions, and when you assume, you make it out of you and me, right? But that's the benefit of the doubt that I'm giving these guys, because I know how they can play and I know their capabilities. The winner of this game is the champion for life. It's in the history books. But basically, both these teams will go play in the Asian Championships later this year. So both these teams qualify for the Asian Championships, no matter what happens. But the seeding in the Asian Championships will be based off of who wins this game. As Patrick Hoody fouls off another pitch. So we got a guy on, let me reset the game for you guys. We got a guy on first and second with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, it's been an exciting inning for Palestine. Home run by Tariq Subuh, double by Nader Ihmoud, and an RBI single by Yusuf Abbasi as Patrick Hoody strikes out swinging for the final out of the bottom of the third inning. Headed into the fourth, Palestine leads 3-0. That's a good sound right there. Last time we played them, oh man, some of the best teams in the world play in the Asian Baseball Championships. So you're going to have teams like Japan, number 1 team in the world there. You're going to have Chinese Taipei, actually known as Taiwan. So just so you guys know, just because Chinese Taipei is listed as Chinese Taipei, the people of Taiwan want you calling that team the Taiwanese team. Okay? So the Taiwanese team is ranked in the top 5 as well. South Korea will be there. They're ranked in the top 5 in the world. So Palestine coming away victorious in that tournament, unlikely. But, you never know. Could find some, hidden Palestinian players in the MLB. No, I don't think so. But a lot of guys, but these teams, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, they have players that make it to the MLB. Okay, they have guys, when they send their guys to these tournaments, they send their third best rosters, and they still dominate. Okay, so that's how good those teams are. Last time we competed in the Asian Baseball Championships, we went 2-3 in 5 games. So we won 2, we lost 3. Palestine defeated in their first ever game in the Asian Baseball Championships. We played against Hong Kong. We beat them 3-1. It was an amazing game. We had Stephen Mufarrah, a starter for us, start that game. Pitched amazingly. Brent Powers closed that game out. And then we had to play Chinese Taipei, actually known as Taiwan. Yeah, if you win the Asian Baseball Championship, you automatically qualify for the World Baseball Classic. But typically the team that wins the Asian Baseball Championship, like last year, it was Japan. They already, qualify. So that's more for like a team like Palestine or Pakistan. If we're able to somehow pull off the upset and win that tournament, then we would get put into the World Baseball Classic. There will be other opportunities as a ground ball hits to Nader Ihmoud, and it basically is the same exact play from the inning before. Nader Ihmoud scoops it up, throws it to first, and that's the first out of the 4th inning. Unless this is just a replay from earlier. I think it is. Yeah, that was just a replay from earlier. That's so funny. They got me. So anyway, here we are. There's a man somehow on second base. Let's see how it happened because, we missed a double to left center. Pakistan has a runner in scoring position for the second time today. Nobody out. As a double by Abid Ullah of Pakistan has Pakistan really threatening for the first time today as Brent Powers fires in a strike right there. And that was the first hit allowed by Brent today. If you're just joining us, you can follow the game on the link that's pinned below. The link that's pinned below is in Persian, so the game, you probably won't understand it unless you speak Persian. And that's why you're here with me on the live, so that I can give you play-by-play in English. and give you commentary in English as well. So, no balls, 2 strikes here. Akram Wasim is up to the bat for Pakistan. Brent Powers, if you're just joining us, has had a great game so far. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, a couple of strikeouts. And if you add that to his total from before, that's now 12 scoreless unearned run, 12 innings of unearned run baseball, as a fly out to right field for the first out. And Pakistan's runner will tag up and get to third base. So there's 1 out, and Pakistan has a chance to score their first run of the championship game. They have a runner 90 feet away from home plate with 1 out, but Brent Powers is standing in the way of them scoring that run. If you're just joining us and you're wondering, how did Palestine score its 3 runs? Well, you missed an exciting couple of runs. In the first inning, Nader Ihmoud hit a sac fly that drove in the first run. Then in the third inning, with 2 outs, Tariq Subah hit a bomb to left field to give Palestine a 2-0 lead. Nader Ihmoud followed him up with a double. And then Yusuf Abbasi, a few batters later, drove him in with a single. So that's the lead 3. Well, now 3-1 is a ground ball to shortstop. Siam Laffy throws it to first for the first out. Pakistan scores its first run of the game, and that is the first earned run allowed by Brent Powers. So another great play by Ramzi Yassin as he scooped the throw from Nader Ihmoud. From Siam Laffy, excuse me. And Pakistan now has another runner in scoring position as a double. You could call it a double, but he ended up on second base after a hit. And now Pakistan is threatening with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Palestine leads 3-1. Pakistan scored their first run by starting off this inning with a leadoff double. The runner was moved to third on a sacrifice fly, and then the runner was driven in on a ground out to shortstop. And now we have a 2-out double that has Pakistan threatening to score again, as number 10, Atif Ahmed from Pakistan, fouls off another pitch. Oh, excuse me, that's Renan Muhammad who fouled off that pitch. These names are much easier to say than the Bangladesh name. Palestine is playing Pakistan in the finals of the West Asia Baseball Cup, as that's strike 3, batters out. Palestine will head into the bottom of the 4th inning, leading Pakistan 4-1. 3-1, excuse me. I don't know why I wanted to say 4. 3-1, Palestine is up here in the bottom of the 4th. That's probably why I said 4. Palestine is up 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Brent Powers has given up 1 run, 2 hits, and struck out 3 during his time on the mound so far. Great performance so far from Brent Powers. Our offensive recap, if you're just joining us, Tariq Subah hit his 3rd home run of the tournament during the 3rd inning. Nader Ihmoud hit a double. He scored a run, drove in a run. And Yusuf Abbasi has the 3rd RBI of the game. The funny thing is here, guys, I just saw this right now in Iran. You guys know, like, the famous Wrigley Field scoreboard where they put up the runs, the errors, and the hits. In Iran right now, they're doing that by writing it on a whiteboard. That is very unique and interesting. As they show the replay of Ramzi Yassin's amazing defensive play back in the 3rd inning. It's currently 6:40 a.m. Central Time. The game was supposed to start at 6 a.m. They started about like 20 minutes early. I don't know why. I was asleep in my bed in Chicago. My alarm went off at 5:45. I rolled out of bed, clicked on the link, and the game was in the top of the first inning. So if you're just now waking up wondering, how did the game already get to the bottom of the fourth inning? That's how. Oh, they for sure don't have much of a budget. But again, they're showing Ramsey basically, I'm seeing another angle from that play. He had to dive to get the ball, and then he had to dive to get to the base. What an amazing play. I can't wait to call him after the game and just tell him how impressed I am by his amazing play. Out of all the guys on the team, Ramsey, in my opinion, probably criticizes himself more than anybody. And wrongfully, in my opinion. The guy's a great player, one of the best on the team. But that kind of care is why you see him improve and have such a great tournament, because he cares so much. It's kind of like that Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality where no matter how good you're doing, it's not good enough. And as an athlete, if you want to be one of the best athletes, period, you got to kind of have that kind of mentality. You can't have a mentality where you're complacent. Shoot, if I had a game like Ramsey, I'd retire. I'd say, I reached my peak. Not this guy. As Ammar Hassan, or Hassan Ammar, see, I keep calling him Ammar. And if anybody is related to Hassan Ammar, please. And he hears me call him his name backwards, please apologize to him. He has two first names. So Hassan Ammar grounds out to begin the inning. That's one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Actually, that Siam Laffy. What happened to Siam Laffy's at bat? They skipped his at bat? Well, anyway, Hassan Ammar grounded out to start the inning. And Siam Laffy is currently at the plate. This tournament is called the West Asia Baseball Cup. So this is run by the Baseball Federation of Asia. So the and that is a strike called on CM Laffy. So the Baseball Federation of Asia is responsible for hosting the East Asia Cup and the West Asia Cup. The East is typically made up of teams like Thailand, China, Japan, South Korea. And I'm sorry, I just drew a blank. Oh yeah, and the West Asia Cup is teams like that you've seen in this tournament. Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Palestine. I think there teams like Jordan and other Arab nations would be in the West Asia side of things had they had a baseball team. But as of now, they don't have a team. But I heard rumors, okay, and can't give you guys my sources. Got to protect my sources. But that they are forming some teams, and there might be an Arab Cup, like an actual Arab Cup, where teams like Egypt and Jordan and Lebanon participate in some kind of baseball tournament. Don't know when, don't know if it'll ever actually come to be, but I heard rumors of that sort of thing being on the horizon. So that's a cool little tidbit that might happen as Yunus Halim is at the plate. He's got no balls and 2 strikes on him, and he fouls off another pitch. As I mentioned earlier, but if you missed it, Yunus Halim pitched a complete game against Iran in the semifinals that helped lead Palestine into this game. Palestine is wearing their beautiful red jerseys. Those are my favorite colorways. And Pakistan is in their white as a curveball is high and tight on Yunus Halim. Yunus played college baseball at Chicago State University. I won't say ages ago, but it was a couple years ago. And after he was done with Chicago State, he thought he was going to retire from the game of baseball until he found out that they were starting a national team. As Yunus drives one to deep left field, left fielder can't make the catches off the wall. Yunus will hustle into second base, and that is another 2-out hit for Palestine. Palestine has been getting things done with 2 outs lately. So the black jerseys were designed by Wear the Peace, and they will possibly be a future colorway that the team uses. But for now, the colorways that the team uses are red and white, but the blacks are there as a possibility for the future. You know, it's kind of, with these tournaments, hard to get guys' jerseys. As Charles Haddad grounds out the shortstop, and it ends the fourth inning, leaving a runner in scoring position. Palestine leads after 4, 3-1. I will say, I did see some of the guys while they were out going, sightseeing in Iran and visiting and learning about the culture there in Iran. Some of the guys were wearing the black jerseys because they bought it from Wear the Peace, and so shout out to them. It looked really nice. I really hope that they do wear the black jerseys one day in an official game. I think it'll be really, really nice. But if you guys want to support the team, go order a jersey from Wear the Peace. Wear the Peace is supporting the team and sending a portion of every one of those jersey sales to the team, and it helps offset costs like plane tickets and anything else that comes up, as you can imagine, with a team. Okay, like paying for jerseys and paying for flights, and you can imagine paying for 15, 20 flights to for international travel. So they're really nice, good quality. You could also head to PalestineInAmerica.com. We sell the Palestine hats there, if you guys are interested in wearing one of those hats. I'll actually go get one. So you could order one of these hats from PalestineInAmerica.com. You could head to their merchandise section. But yeah, if you go to PalestineInAmerica.com and then head to their merchandise site, you could find the hats there. These hats also support the team. Let's see if I can. Nice. I would say, honestly, I like CM Laffy's number 22. You could get Tariq Subah's number, Yunus Halim, or you could just get your own number, because the roster changes so often. A guy that's on the roster this time around might not be on the roster next time. It's a very competitive, like these levels of sports is very competitive. Just even look at on a higher level, like USA baseball. Like, there's so many great USA baseball players, but they could only fill a certain amount of roster spots. But some guys that have really, historically made their mark, I would probably pick any of the guys that have hit home runs if I was, a fan of the team. So, Dylan Ahmed, Tariq Subah, even the newcomer, Hassan Ammar's number might be a nice number to get. But at the end of the day, whatever your favorite number is. As Dylan Ahmed oh no, this is just a replay from his double earlier. They're showing replays right now. I'm about to say, it's the top of the 5th inning. We should not be up to bat. But right now they're showing replays from earlier. Sorry, guys, I was muted because I was talking to my wife, who doesn't like that I do this.
Oh, yeah, that's what exactly.
Anyway, we're here to start the top of the 5th inning, and that's a drive to left field. And it'll be a base hit. So the inning started out with a flyout from Ikram Yula for the first out. Then Muhammad Tariq hit a base hit, or actually Muhammad Tariq flew out, and Hussein is now up. Just hit a base hit. So there's 2 outs with 1 out, with 1 on here in the top of the 5th. Excuse me, I got distracted a little bit. As Brett. And that's another hit down the line. Trip Haddad will pick it up, and another Pakistan run will score, and that will cut the lead to 3-2 as Pakistan's Hussein hits a RBI triple, and things are getting really interesting here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs and a runner on third base. Brent Powers will try to hold down the fort and get the final out of this inning. So the inning started out with 2 fairly quick outs, a fly out to center field, followed by another fly out to center field. But then things got interesting after a base hit and an RBI triple by Wahid. So here we are, top of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Palestine leads 3-2. And like I said, guys, this game is going to be close. It's going to have you guys very nervous throughout. It's not going to be, an easy win like we've had in the past 4 games of the tournament. As Brett throws strike 1 to Yula Abid, the shortstop for Pakistan. Yula Abid is hitting .231 in this tournament so far. He's 1 for 2 today. But yeah, if you're just joining us, it's a 3-2 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. We've already had a home run hit by Tariq Subh, his 3rd of the tournament. As Brent Powers strikes out the Pakistan batter, swinging to end the 5th inning. After going into the bottom of the 5th, Palestine leads 3-2. So Pakistan has been scoring its runs off of its hits, not off of errors, of something unique for Palestine. Typically, the runs that they've given up have been because of their mistakes. This time, it's not because of their mistakes. Pakistan has actually started hitting the ball here in the last 2 innings. So, very interesting decision going to come up for Oni Geen. Does he stick with Brent Powers, who has been great, who's been phenomenal through his 14 innings so far on the mound in this tournament? Or do you go to your bullpen? And honestly, if I'm him, I'm sticking with Brent until he tells me his arm can no longer throw. But that's a decision for Mr. Oni, manager, who's getting his first opportunity to call the shots for Palestine in this tournament. Typically, he is the assistant manager to his brother Ozzie Guillen Jr., the son of Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie Guillen Jr. has managed the team at the Asian Baseball Championships in Taiwan, and then he managed the team last November during the Arab Cup in Dubai, where Palestine finished in 3rd place. Oni has a chance to one-up his brother by winning the championship and going home and telling him, hey, I'm a championship manager. Little brotherly rivalry there. I'm sure Ozzie Guillen Jr. is happy for Oni and his success here, and Ozzie will most likely be back with the team when they head to the Asian Baseball Championships, which I think will be hosted in China. I will have to double check my sources. But as we watch a replay of an amazing catch by Hassan Ammar in center field. Wow, what an amazing play by Hassan. So again, that's another play right there. If you guys can screen record and send to our page, that would be fantastic. As Tariq Subh steps to the plate here. Last time up, he hit a monster shot over the left field wall. That was his third home run of this tournament, his fourth wearing a Palestine jersey. He is now homered against Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and now Pakistan. He's also homered against Iran. So that's 4 different nations. And Tariq drives another one. And it's gone. His second home run of the day, this time to the opposite side of the field. Tariq Subah with the first ever multi-home run game for a Palestinian baseball player in international play. Holy cow. Again, his second home run of the day, 2 solo shots. Palestine now leads 4-2. Tariq Subah might have just solidified himself as the offensive player of the tournament. I'm sorry, Ramzi, you had a great tournament, but this guy has hit another home run. This is amazing, phenomenal. 4 home runs. 4 home runs in this tournament. Can you believe it? Afghanistan, Iran, and now twice in the same game against Pakistan. That is going to be a huge run. Like I said, these runs, the score is not going to get much, closer. I mean, it's not going to get far apart. These teams are good. These are the 2 best teams in the tournament. These are the 2 teams that were meant to be here. And we're getting probably the best baseball game of the tournament, as Nader Ihmoud will reach first base after the error on the third baseman right through his legs. They'll call that an error, but Dylan has a lot of power, and it doesn't matter who's at third base, and it doesn't matter if it's hit right at you or not. That's a hard play to make, as Pakistan makes a very, very rare error. Pakistan, typically one of the better defensive teams in the West Asia Cup, just made their first error of this game, and it could come back to haunt them as Ramzi Yassin comes to the plate. And he's trying to get his first hit of this game. He's already reached base on a hit by pitch. He extended his on-base streak to 5 games here in this tournament. Every game so far he's reached base. All that's left for him to do is to continue his hitting streak. There's no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Palestine leads 4-2. As Ramzi takes the first strike of his at-bat. Right now, the weather in Karaj is really hot. It's 94 degrees and sunny over there, while in Chicago, it's in the 50s. So, as Ramzi hits it to shortstop, runner's out at second, Ramzi's out at, they're going to call him safe at first. And Ramzi beats out the double play. That's a big double play that he beat out right there. Bottom of the 5th inning. Palestine leads 4-2, 1 out. Ramzi is now on first base after grounding into a force out. It's a shortstop. Ramzi still looking for his first hit of the game, but he should have another opportunity later today to extend that streak. So Ramzi's on first. Yusuf Abbasi is up to the plate with 1 out. Yusuf has had a great game so far today. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. And he's looking to continue his great day at the plate. His great day has increased his batting average to over 500. And that drive to left field is another... Is that out? Nope. That he drives one to left field. Catch is made. Out number 2. Oh, it looks like they changed the call on Ramzi, sorry. It was a double play. He's out at first. Yusuf Abbasi just drove a base hit to left field. And now he's on first with Patrick Khouri, the designated hitter, on base, as he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike number 1. Patrick Khouri joined the team last November for the Dubai Classic, Dubai Cup, whatever it was called, hosted by Baseball United. This is his 3rd at-bat of the game. So far, he is 0 for 2. He's hitting .250 during the tournament. And Yusuf Abbasi steals second base without much of an attempt. Pakistan is arguing about the stolen base, but they'll keep Yusuf there. 2 outs, 1 on. Palestine is up 4-2, and you're in the bottom of the 5th inning. No, there's no challenges. I mean, they can argue the call. They could run out and make their case. But the most that you can challenge is like on a check swing. If the home plate umpire does not call it a strike, the catcher can challenge it to one of the third base or the first base umpire to see if they can overrule the umpire's call of a no swing. But in this level of play, there is no instant replay, cameras, none of that. All calls are final. The most you can do is argue and lose your breath about it. As Patrick Hoody swings and misses for out number 3, Palestine leads after 5 innings, 4-2, headed into the top of the 6th. But Nader Ihmoud added another historic stat with his 2nd home run of this game alone, his 4th of the tournament. He is Palestine's historic leader in home runs. He has 5 career home runs. The next closest Palestine batter has only 1. There's a group of 3 or 4 of those guys that have 1 home run in official play. You could say Nader Ihmoud has 2. He hit 1 in Dubai, but those games were unranked. But holy cow, Nader Ihmoud with a home run in the 3rd inning to left field, and then a home run in the 5th inning to right center field. So he showed, hey, I could pull the ball or I could go to Oppo. So a 1-2-3 inning would be extremely huge for Brent Powers, who is headed back to the mound for his 6th inning of work. Through 5, he's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 2 batters, but he struck out 4 guys. This is the toughest lineup that Palestinian pitching will see in this tournament. And last time Palestine played Pakistan was able to score double digits. The only time Palestine beat Pakistan was in an exhibition match in Schaumburg, Illinois in 2024, I believe, or actually 2020, the summer of 2023. And Palestine won 5-3 in an exhibition match. So I think it's going to have to be a similar score for Palestine to win this game. Okay, because I don't imagine Pakistan's pitching giving up a ton of runs. Maybe 5, 6, or 7. Okay, so Palestine will have to continue to play a clean defensive game, and hopefully their pitching can hold this explosive Pakistan offense. But right now it's the top of the 6th. So after 5 innings, they clean the field and they make sure it's nice and tidy. So they're going to take a little bit of break. What I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to go refill my cup of coffee, and I'll be back for the start of the 6th inning.
I'm sorry, این نفس نکو به نفسن. یه دار Getting it ready for work with you people. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit.
Sounds fucking beautiful.
Today, expect a high of 53 degrees.
That's amazing. Why would you?
All right, guys, I'm back with my second cup of coffee. Palestine is up 4-2 in the top of the sixth inning. Palestine is the home team as the the field crew finishes up their maintenance of the field to make it look like it was brand new. It doesn't even look like 5 innings of baseball were played on that infield. New lines have been drawn for the umpire, the batter's box, and the catcher. Look at that guy come in with a paintbrush. Amazing. That's the kind of play-by-play I can give you guys.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, Noon. Come give me a hug. Have a good day at school, okay, Mama? Bye. So yeah, if you guys are just joining us, I will give you guys a recap of how we got to where we are at right now. Palestine leads 4-2, headed into the top of the sixth inning as Akram Wasim, center fielder, heads to the plate for Pakistan. But the scoring started in the bottom of the first with Nader Ihmoud's sacrifice fly. But then things got really fun and interesting in the third inning when Nader Ihmoud hit a solo shot with 2 outs to give Palestine a 2-0 lead. Nader Ihmoud followed him up with a double, and then Yusuf Abbasi drove him in with an RBI single. And then in the fifth inning, Nader Ihmoud decided to do it again. This time to the opposite side of the field, hit his second home run of the game. Palestine now leads. No, you can turn off the light. Palestine now leads 4-2. Brett Powers has pitched 5 innings, struck out 4 batters during his time on the mound. My most intriguing thing I'm looking for the rest of the game is how long does Oni Guillen keep Brett Powers on the mound for? And who does he bring in to close the game out? You want my prediction? I think Paul Baba is Oni's weapon of choice to close this game out if Brett can't go the full 9-inning distance. Because we know this game is not going to end in a mercy rule. I know I'm making an assumption there, but through 5 innings, it's been a very close game, and I imagine the last 4 innings are going to be even closer. So let's see as Akram Wasim steps into the batter's box here with his team trailing by 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. And Brett makes his first pitch. It's a dribbler down the right field line, foul, no balls and 1 strike. As the lefty umpire fires one back to Brett Powers, lefty to lefty. So Brett Powers is one of 2 left-handed arms in Palestine's pitching rotation. Palestine sent out lefty Adam Musa to pitch against Afghanistan in the second game of group play. Adam Musa is one of those players that can play the outfield, has a very strong bat, and is very reliable on the mound. He went 2 2/3 and struck out 4 batters during his time on the mound during the victory against Afghanistan. But obviously, this left-hander is a little bit more fine-tuned. As he gets his first strikeout of the inning, out number 1, Brett Powers has pitched in the past for the Oakland Athletics minor league teams. He did not get a chance to pitch in the majors, but you could see his talent and how he almost got there, because only a few guys in this world are able to make it to that level of play. You know, you got hundreds of thousands, maybe you could say millions of baseball players playing this game and dreaming of making it anywhere near the MLB. And only a small percentage of players do. And Palestine is lucky enough to have Brett Powers, who was able to get that personal success pitching for them. And that's another ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Asher Abbas. He is Pakistan's catcher. Brett Powers has already walked 2 batters today. He's looking to keep it that way and not add any more base runners, but he'll fail to do so. Actually, that was ball 3, excuse me. I was jumping the gun there. So there's 3 balls, 1 strike. Palestine is up 4-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. And Brett fires a 3-1 pitch, and it's strike 2. That puts the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Palestine will bring up its 9th batter, Hassan Ammar, followed by the top of the order in the bottom of the 6th inning, as Yunus fails to make the catch along the right field foul line, as Yunus has been moved from second base to right field. Actually, Yunus tried to make that play from second base, but man, that foul ball landing might come back to cost him. And here comes the 3-2 pitch from Brent Powers. That would have been a huge catch by Yunus. I've seen him make tougher catches than that. But if you've ever played that position, if you're an infielder running out to catch a pop-up, that's one of the hardest plays to make, as Powers walks his 3rd batter of the game. Pakistan will bring the tying run up to the plate. First baseman Saeed Akhtar, who's hitting .300, has already 1 hit today. Saeed Akhtar is the 6th batter in their order. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. If you're just joining us, you could watch the live stream by copying and pasting the link that I have pinned in the comments to your browser. Watch the game there. It's in Persian. You won't understand it unless you are Persian, unless you speak Persian. And then you could follow along here for the play-by-play and for the commentary. If you have any questions about the team, anything about what you've missed earlier, please throw it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to assist. As Brett throws another pitch, and it's swung on and missed by Akhtar. So there's 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, Palestine leads 4-2. Brent Powers is on the mound, looking to get out of this inning, hold the 2-run lead for his team. This would be huge if Palestine can get out of here with another 0 on the board. And that's strike 3, out number 2. What a pitch by Brent. That is his 5th strikeout of the day. Actually, that was his strikeout number 6. Excuse me. That's his 2nd strikeout of the inning. You could head over to get a Palestine baseball jersey. We have them for sale on the Wear the Peace website. So if you guys ever heard of Wear the Peace clothing brand, they sell our jerseys in black and in white. And hopefully soon they'll bring back the red ones. But right now only the white and black ones are available. But here's the thing. I know we've never worn the black ones in a game yet, but we eventually will. So when you have the black ones and no one else does, you could say you had it first. And so right now, Rehan Muhammad is up at the plate for Pakistan with 2 outs and 1 on. Brent Powers looking to get out of this 6th inning and send his offense back onto the field. Palestine's offense has been successful today against Pakistan. 9 hits, 4 runs scored, 2 home runs, 2 solo shots, if only, as Brett Powers strikes out the 3rd batter of the inning, his 7th of the game. That is a huge strikeout to get Palestine into the bottom of the 6th with a 4-2 lead, bringing up some of their biggest hitters. Hassan Ammar, Siam Lafi, and Yunus Halim are due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Thanks for being with me. If you guys are just joining and you're wondering who I am, I'm Nader Ihmoud. I am the voluntary media guy for the team. I help the team get interviews. I help them, with their social media. I do play-by-play whenever the opportunity arises or whenever it's needed, like today. If you would like, the best way to follow along today is to take the link at the bottom that I have pinned on the chat and throw it in your web browser and to watch the game there. Watch the game there. It's in Persian. I'm here to give you English play-by-play and commentary. If you have any questions about the team, please let me know, and I will, answer as best I could. There's a few veterans on this team that have been on the team for a very long time. And the three guys that have been on the team the longest are Yunus Halim, Tariq Subh, and Ramzi Yassin from the starting lineup. Outside of the starting lineup, you got guys like Adam Musa, Omar Shablouk. I'm trying not to forget anybody else. But there's a couple guys on this roster that are from day one, okay? Since we went to Pakistan, they were on the roster. Now, Omar Shablouk didn't travel with us to Pakistan for our first tournament, but he was a part of the roster. He finally played with us when we went to Taiwan, but so you could say the guys that were with us in Pakistan, Ramzi Yassin, Yunus Halim, and Tariq Subh, those are, guys that have been around since day one. And Adam Musa, too. Adam Musa went with us to Pakistan. So you could say 99% of our roster is Palestinians who are based in America. That's how I would like to phrase it. Palestinians based in America. Because, if any Palestinian had a choice, we'd be living back home in Palestine. But, this is what a lot of these guys, that they ended up having to do. Their parents came to America. They fell in love with the game of baseball. They got really good at it. Palestine decided to start a baseball federation. And where's the best place to go recruit baseball players? If you're trying to find Palestinian baseball players, you go to the diaspora and you go to Palestine and go to America and you say, hey, where's all the Americans? And guess what? Most of the team, they originated from Little Palestine in Bridgeview, which is just outside of Chicago. So it's mostly Palestinians in the diaspora that are a part of this team. And the only reason we don't have Palestinians from Palestine on the team is because a majority of the guys that play baseball are from Gaza. And as you guys know, Gaza is currently, dealing with the worst possible situation that they can possibly deal with. They are being bombed and starved. And still, even though while they're being bombed and starved, our president, who is based in Gaza, continues to support the team from Gaza, continues to send us messages of encouragement as Hassan Ammar grounds out the third base for the first out of the bottom of the sixth inning. So these are the guys that give the guys in the diaspora like me and the guys who are playing the motivation and the will to do what we do. You know what I mean? Like, volunteering for this team is an easy decision. I love Palestine and I love baseball and I love to report. So it was an easy decision for me to give my time to the team in this way. This is the best way that I can give my time to the team. And Siam Laffy grounds out to third base as well. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth inning. But for those of you guys who are just joining us, the game is 4-2, Palestine with the lead. If you're just joining us, you missed 2 huge home runs by Tariq Subh that are pretty much the difference in today's game. Those 2 runs is the 2-run lead that Palestine has here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Brent Powers has pitched 6 magnificent innings, striking out 7 batters and only giving up 2 runs. And again, my thing that I'm looking ahead on, if you're looking to the future 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, is what is Oni Guillen going to decide to do with the pitchers? As Yunus takes a ball up and in, holds off on swinging there. Thank you for spending your early morning with us here at Palestine Baseball Federation, Palestine Baseball and Softball Federation, excuse me. We are recruiting women's softball players. So if you know any Palestinian women's softball players, as Yunus hits a dribbler up the middle, he's going to rush to first. He's going to get there on the throwing error and rush to second base. So Palestine has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs and the heart of their lineup coming up, Trip Haddad, who is 1 for 3 today, started off the game with a single in the first inning that led to the sacrifice fly. And he has a chance here to drive in a run. He's been good at driving in runs so far this tournament. He's driven in at least 7 runs, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go double check and see if he drove in any more runs besides that. But he's had a very successful tournament at the plate. The problem is, for him, his teammates have had even better days at the plate, which makes him probably not a front runner to get one of these offensive player awards, but he might get, a certain position award, like an outfield award, because he's for sure probably one of the best outfielders as he grounds out to end the inning. After 6, Palestine leads 4-2. You could say 3 of the 4 runs were in 2-out situations. The run that was scored in the first inning was a 1-out sacrifice fly. You could technically say the run scored with 2 outs, but the at-bat started with 1 out. But yeah, the Palestine has been scoring most of their runs with their backs up against the wall. And I think they have to start taking advantage of these errors, because that's another error that Palestine wasn't able to take advantage of. I know there was 2 outs, but you got a guy on second base and you have one of your best hitters up to the plate. You're hoping for something better than a ground out, but it's okay. We're still up 4-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. I'm very intrigued to see who is on the mound to start the inning, as I know you guys all are. But yeah, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I was muted again. Anyway, Brent Powers just got his 8th strikeout of the game. What an amazing outing so far. Happy to see him still on the mound. I wish I was keeping track of how many pitches that he has thrown. But I'm pretty sure he's up there in pitches. And if you guys know anything about pitching, it doesn't look like he's running on fumes, but his arm has to be tender. Shout out to Mu'ath. Welcome, Mu'ath, to the live. Glad to see you in here. Mu'ath is one of the players from Gaza that was with us in Pakistan when we took 2nd place. I know you guys were asking about Palestinian players who come directly from Palestine. We had, I think, 3 or 4 players from Gaza join us in our first ever tournament run in West Asia Cup in Pakistan. As Brett throws a pitch, it's driven into right field. Charles Haddad can't get to it, and Pakistan will have a 1-out double here in the top of the 7th inning. Oh, trust me, we all wish that Brett would have pitched in Dubai, but they were saving him for the finals, which you could imagine. In hindsight, you want to get to the finals first, but they were saving him for the finals. They were hoping for the same matchup, Pakistan versus Palestine in the finals in Dubai, but the UAE was full of mercenaries who weren't actually, United Arab Emirates people. And, they had guys that, played some pretty big league ball. We saw that when a couple of their guys hit monster moonshot home runs off of us during that. I believe it was a 6-1 final against UAE. But we'll forget about that game. We'll put it to the side. Those games were exhibition games technically, so they don't count against us in a way. But also they don't count for us. So like those wins that we got in Dubai do not, they didn't add to our ranking or anything. These games, however, these 4 wins will boost our rankings very well. And if we're able to win this championship, our ranking will take a nice big bump. So here we go. Waheed Na is the second baseman for Pakistan, is up to the plate with 1 out. And he drives a single to right field. Runners will hold where they are. First and third with 1 out, and the go-ahead run is coming to the plate. These are the moments where things can get a little dicey, as Palestine will have its first mound visit of the game. Freddie Garcia is the pitching coach for Team Palestine. Freddie Garcia was a part of the 2005 Chicago White Sox that won the World Series. He was an amazing, phenomenal pitcher. And he has been the pitching coach for the last 2 tournaments, was the pitching coach in Dubai, and here he is in Iran. Did you ever imagine Freddie Garcia, former White Sox pitcher, having a mound visit in Karaj, Iran, during a 90-degree championship bout? And so he says what he had to say, and he walks off the field, and here comes Brett Powers to try to get out of this inning as Tariq Subuh makes his way back to behind the plate. Pakistan is known for small ball, so I would not be surprised by a sacrifice bunt to try to score that runner from third. So first pitch is a strike and a stolen base. So now 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run is on second. And Brett Powers is trying to get out of a jam. This is probably the toughest jam he's been in all day. He's pitched great, 8 strikeouts. As he gets strike number 2 on the second baseman. Now Waheed is Pakistan's second baseman. He has 2 runners in scoring position with a chance to tie the game with a base hit. But he strikes out swinging, out number 2. That's a huge strikeout for Brett Powers, as Abedullah, number 13, the shortstop for Pakistan, heads to the plate. He's hitting .214 headed into this at-bat. Last time I did play-by-play, I was very late to work. Hopefully today this game ends by around 8 o'clock so I can rush to work and get there on time. Boss man wasn't too happy, but had to tell him, my priorities are Palestine and baseball and then work. I didn't say that. As we have Hassan Shabat from Gaza watching and tuning in. Habibi Hassan. Hassan, إذا بدك تتفرج على اللعب في لينك حاطها في تحت، خذها حطها في البراوزر، بتقدر تتفرج على اللعب وتسمعني في إنجليزي وإلك بحكي لك في العربي شوية عن شو صاير بصير في اللعب. I was just telling Hassan what he could do, and I'll tell the rest of you guys the same. If you guys are just joining us, there is a link at the bottom that's pinned that you could go ahead and copy and paste into your browser so you can watch the live footage of the game the way that I am. Okay? And then you can hear me give you the play-by-play. You give me the play-by-play, or hear me give you the play-by-play in the commentary. Habibi ya Hassan. So right now you got a runner on second and third with 2 outs. Abdullah's at the plate, and Brent Powers is trying to get out of a tough inning. Can he do it? And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3! And he pounds his fist and he shouts to his bench. He's so excited to get out of that inning, as should all of you. Palestine leads headed into the bottom of the 7th inning, 4-2. What a gutsy performance from starting pitcher Brent Powers. Habibi Sir Beardo. What's your real name, sir? We got people in New York watching the game, getting ready to go protest at Columbia University. Love to hear it. Love to see it. If you guys are interested, I do run a magazine called Palestine in America. We are producing an encampment edition that's going to be about all of the student activism that's been going on over the last year. RJ, my dude, Habibi, thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for being a supporter. Thanks for watching and tuning in. And, you know what I mean? Everything y'all do, we really appreciate it. Trust me. Especially at this level where, you know, we're just a small beginning team. And it's nice to see the fans that have been with us from the beginning. Yeah, we played, no, actually, we did play exhibitions against like college teams, you know, but we don't really advertise those games. Those games are mostly to, those games are mostly to fine tune things or to figure out if a guy is ready to be on the roster. So we don't ever like those games. We're not throwing out our best 9 guys. We're throwing out, you know, guys that have potential to be on the team. And so we're testing things out. We'll put a pitcher in that might not be in the right situation. But we do that, you know, because that's the only way you can really assess the players on the team before a big tournament. You don't want to assess the players while they're out there in a championship game against Pakistan. I mean, we are assessing them, obviously. Hey, Steven, I got the pitcher from the Asian Baseball Championships who went 2-0 with a 0.0 ERA and got pitcher of the tournament, who just joined the live stream. Steven, would you be down to jump into the live so that I can introduce you to our viewers as one of our best pitchers who unfortunately couldn't make the trip to Iran? But Palestine is up 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning with Tariq Subh up to bat. And Tariq Subh has hit 2 home runs today, my boy. 2 home runs his last 2 at-bats, and he's up to bat. Can he make it 3 at-bats in a row where Tariq Subh hits a home run off of Pakistan pitching? That would be extremely historic. He's already had a historic game at the plate, but he has been historic. If you guys are wondering, who is this Steven Mufarrah in the chat? That's one of our best pitchers. You know, right now, out of our healthy pitchers, Steve and Brent are our top 2 aces. The pitch to Tariq is a strike. Sometimes this camera footage is very interesting to me. They'll have the camera on the pitcher, and then you won't see the pitch cross the plate, but you'll see the umpire throw up his strike. And you're like, I wish I saw where it crossed the plate. Like this view right here coming in the Tariq, that's a good view to see if it was a ball or a strike, and it was a ball and it got past the catcher. So right now, Tariq, again, he's at the plate again. His last 2 at-bats, dingers. His first at-bat, a single. So he helped produce the first run of the game. And then he's hit 2 home runs. So 3 of the 4 runs scored are because of this man right here at the plate. My man, Steve, I don't blame you, dude. I've been awake since God knows when, and I got to go to work after this. So I'm jealous of the fact that after the game, you get to lay your head back down and go to sleep. But shout out to Steven. That's my guy. He's one of my favorite players on the team. Especially the first time I got to see him pitch was against Pakistan. Our only win against Pakistan, guys, is that guy right there, Steven Mufarrah, who shut them down for 7 innings. It was an exhibition game, but he shut them down for 7 innings. And then he traveled with us to Taiwan, where he won pitcher of the tournament, where, like I told you guys, teams like Japan and Chinese Taipei and South Korea are playing in these tournaments. And so for him to win pitcher of the tournament, amazing. Super, super impressive. He had a 0.00 ERA, which means he gave up no earned runs during the tournament. He went 2-0, won both of his matches, both of his games, beat Hong Kong in the opening game, and then shut down Thailand in the final game of the tournament. And both Palestine's wins during the tournament were while Steven Mufarrah was starting on the mound. So shout out to you, Steven. Giving you your flowers, my boy. So Tariq Subuh is still up to bat. For those of you guys who have just woken up and are tuning in, the link to the game is pinned in the chat. As Tariq takes another shot, and it's deep, but it looks like the outfielder is under it, and he'll make the catch. Holy cow, he almost went deep for a third straight at-bat. Wow. So that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. He really made Atif Ahmed work for that out. Atif Ahmed has been the pitcher for the last 3 1/3 innings against Palestine. He relieved Pakistan starter, who gave up 3 of the first 4 runs. Muhammad Zohaib went 2 2/3, gave up 6 hits, gave up 3 runs. As Dylan Ahmed is up at the plate with 1 out and 2 strikes now. Dylan Ahmed is another one of the guys that has went deep in this tournament. He has 1 official tournament in a Palestine uniform, but I was there for his first one during the exhibition tournament in Dubai. So I'll tell you guys right now that this man has 2 home runs in a Palestine uniform, and he is second on the leaderboard with home runs. Following him is Hassan Ammar, and then Trip Haddad. Each have 1 home run each during this tournament and for their careers in a Palestine uniform. And Dylan crushes one. Actually, he pops it up to right field. Right fielder's under it, 2 outs. I thought he crushed it, but he just popped it out to right field. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Ramzi Yassin, who could be, depending on how the rest of the game goes, this could be his last at-bat and his last chance to extend his hitting streak through this tournament. He has a hit through each of the first 4 games. He's hit at least 2 hits in each of the first 4 games, but today, I wouldn't say he's struggling at the plate. I would just say, it's baseball. If you go 1 for 3, that's a very successful day. This guy, even though he has no hits today in 3 at-bats, his batting average is still 526, which is amazing. The only person who has a better batting average than him is Yusuf Abbasi, who has a 563 batting average, and that's because he went 3 for 3 today. As Ramzi Yassin dribbles it to the pitcher, and he is out at first, and Palestine goes down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Palestine 4, Pakistan 2. Let's see who Oni brings to the mound to start the 8th inning. But yeah, Ramzi Yassin grounded out to third base there. Hello, my friend from Taiwan. We now have someone from Taiwan in the chat. Shout out to Taiwan, and shout out to everybody from around the world who is sticking with us, who has woken up or who has decided to spend any part of their day with us. It is an honor to have you guys listening to the call here. This is an historic game for Palestine. This is the best chance Palestine has had against Pakistan in an official game. Last time Palestine played Pakistan was during the Dubai Classic, Arab Classic in Dubai, hosted by Baseball United. And we didn't play our best game and we lost. Shout out to Sydney, Australia. Wow, we got people from all walks of life here. We got people from every corner of the earth. Thank you guys. What time is it in Australia right now? It's got to be like really late, I would assume. What's the time difference? Like 24 hours or 12 hours? I don't know. I'm making up things right now. And it looks like Brent Powers is still on the mound for Palestine. And I don't disagree with this decision at all. He's been dealing. I just worry about his pitch count. I'm sure he's not worried about it because after this, he can ice his arm and relax. And he can, on his flight back, shout out to Virginia Beach, Miami. Man, we're everywhere. And I'm giving you guys a call from Chicago as our athletes are in the hot Karaj, Iran. It's like 93 degrees out there in that heat. So just imagine playing baseball, guys. 94 degrees, 93 degrees, whatever it is. There's no shade on that field, not 1 ounce of shade. Just the blaring sun hitting against you. As a foul ball right there, there is now 1 ball and 1 strike on Wasim Akram, the center fielder for Pakistan. Right now, Pakistan has their 4, 5, and 6 batters coming up to the plate here in the top of the 8th. If Palestine is able to get out of this inning in a 1-2-3 fashion, they'll have the bottom of the order to get through to finish off the game. It is 4-2. Palestine leads in the top of the 8th inning. The difference in today's game, you could say, has been Tariq Subh, who has 2 solo shots, as Dylan Ahmed makes a great play at third base to make the throw to Ramzi for out number 1. What a play by Dylan Ahmed at third base. 1 out. And now that's 7 1/3 of great pitching from Brent Powers. He's allowed 6 hits, but only 2 runs, while he struck out 10 batters. Thanks, guys, for joining. If you're just joining and you're wondering, how can I watch the game is being streamed live at the link that I have pinned in the chat. Copy and paste that into your browser. Keep me on the side, and you'll have English play-by-play with commentary live from Chicago, where I am. I typically travel with the team, but on this trip, I had personal and health issues that I had to take care of, so I stayed back in Chicago while I continue to support and do my duties from thousands of miles away, or 1,000 miles away, I should say. But shout out to this team that went out there to Iran during a tough political time, during, scary time to be traveling anywhere outside of the United States, because a lot of these guys are based in the U.S., a lot of these guys are Palestinians from the diaspora. And so to travel from where you're from 24 hours on a plane, switching, maybe some guys had 3 different layovers, and they made their way out to Iran, which honestly, I'm so jealous, because what other opportunity are you going to be able to go visit a country like that? And so those guys are in Iran. They're having and that's another strikeout for Brent Powers, out number 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. So I'm very proud of the guys who were able to make the trip, go out there and compete at such a high level, so far away from their beds and their homelands, in a very uncomfortable situation. They barely have Wi-Fi out there, guys. It's been so hard to communicate with them. So imagine being away from your family, not having great Wi-Fi, not being able to talk to your loved ones that often, and you're still doing your thing. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to the coaching staff, Oni Guillen and Freddie Garcia, who have done a great job managing this team here. And we're in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Palestine is up 4-2, 4 outs away from being a champion for the first time in Palestinian baseball and softball history. Man, this guy has probably thrown over 100 pitches. I wish I was keeping count, but he has thrown a ton of pitches. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last inning, as that ball gets away for ball 4, and Pakistan will bring the tying run to the plate. Brett has pitched 7 2/3. He's walked, I think, 3 batters or 4. He's struck out over double digits, and his ERA is 1.13 during all those innings that he's pitched. He pitched 9 innings in the tournament debut against India. No earned runs through 9 innings. And here he is through 7 2/3, only allowed 2 earned runs. So do the math, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 25 strikeouts. The guy has been on a bender. Nice. Steven, where'd you get that number from? Steve says he's at 105 pitches, which I find very believable. So, Steve, how many more pitches do you think he has? You think he could throw another 4 outs? Let's hear it directly from the pitcher himself. What would you be thinking right now, Steve? Would you want to complete this game? Or would you want somebody to come relieve you in the 9th? As Brett pitches with a two outs, 1 on. Brett has done everything in his power to put Palestine in a position to win. As that's another strike thrown by Brett. And then you could say, yes, sir, I love to hear it, Steven. Brett has that dog in him. I know he does. So I know he's going to go into the dugout and he's going to tell Oni, let me get those last 3 outs. But first, he's got to get one more here as he strikes him out to end the 8th inning. Palestine is 3 outs away from winning the West Asia Cup Baseball Championship. What a strikeout. I think that's 11 or 12 on the game so far. And Steven says he's not coming out of the game. He's thrown until his arm falls off. And Sir Beardo says he's got a complete game in the bag. And he's 3 outs away from doing so. That would be 2 complete games. Now, guys, who would we vote for tournament MVP? Let's have that discussion here. You got Tariq Subh, who has 4 home runs in this tournament alone. He has 2 home runs in this game that's basically the difference in the game. He helped score another run with a single in the 1st inning. Okay, so that's got to be somebody that's in line to that vote. Okay, and then you got Brent Powers, who, if he completes this game and gets the final 3 outs, pitches 2 complete games and strikes out close to 30 batters over the course of 18 innings. Is that your tournament MVP? I think those are the 2 guys that are going to be fighting it out, and that's interesting. That's the pitcher and the catcher. So, yeah, no, I'm telling you, that's why the argument is there. You got Ramzi Yassin, who was hitting over 500. Yusuf Abbasi hitting over 500. You know, like huge. Dylan Ahmed hitting 475. So, yeah, we could say the whole team is the MVP, but it's only going to be one. It's only going to be one, guys. And so, as I reset here for the bottom of the 8th inning, this could be the last and final at-bat of the tournament for Palestine. We hope it's their final at-bat of the tournament because that means that they win. Okay? So, Yusuf Abbasi is at the plate. He's 3 for 3 already with an RBI. Hacks at the first pitch and fouls it off. So, we got Yusuf Abbasi, Patrick Khouri, and Hassan Ammar due up. If a couple of those guys can get on, Palestine should have a chance to score a couple more runs and put this thing away. But if they don't score, it's going to be a tense, I just had a lisp, a tense top of the 9th inning. Most important thing is the 3 more outs, of course. But broadcasters always get ahead of things. We always start. Tripp was playing right field most of the tournament. Tripp had a decent start to the tournament. His last 2 games kind of, not as hot as he was during group play. Had a home run during group play. Drove in 7 RBIs during group play. That's why I think he fell out of the race for tournament MVP. If he had a great 2 last games, I think he would be in there as well. He had a great tournament to start. It just hasn't been, too hot of a, semifinals and finals for him. But he did do his job to get us to the semifinals. So shout out to Tripp. But, a few, timely hits here or there here in the last 2 games. And he might have been in that running as well. But home runs, dingers, that's what people love to see in baseball. So that's why I think the edge might be given to Tariq Subh, because he's played more games in the tournament and because, he has affected more games. Brent, amazing. I give him my vote too. But, he played 2 out of the 5 games, 2 amazing games. He pitched probably the most important. There's arguments all around there, all right? So either way, whoever from the team gets that award, it'll be an honor and it'll be well-deserved, because you could literally give it to anybody. But 2 home runs in the finals, just like Mr. Musa says, that's going to be hard to deny. And then 4 home runs for the entire tournament, too. That's very impressive. So shout out to Tariq T-Rex Subh. As Yusuf drives one to center field, center fielder's under it for out number 1. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in and listening to the play-by-play from me and all of my commentary. Thanks for watching our games when they were available. Sorry that they were only available during the semifinal and the finals. But I hope that you guys had fun tuning in and following along throughout the entire tournament. I hope this team, and I could say I know this team made you guys proud. They made me proud, as Patrick Hoody is up to the dish. Actually, it looks like, we got a pinch hitter, our first pinch hitter, AJ Jabber. But of course, a pinch hitter comes and I have to refresh the stream. But AJ Jabber, one of my favorites. We call him AJ the Barber. He owns a barbershop in downtown Chicago. One of the best barbers in the city. So if you're ever looking for a haircut and you're in the city, book AJ. He's a little expensive, but well-deserving, because he's such a great barber. Saw a video of AJ giving one of his teammates a haircut yesterday. That's a team player right there. I texted them and I said, hey, whoever's getting a haircut from AJ better pay double his rate, because you guys are in Iran and you guys are not going to find a barber like AJ out there. So AJ has had a couple appearances in this tournament so far. He is pinch hitting for Patrick Hoody, who was the DH today. Patrick went 0 for 3, and Oni is trying to get a spark from the bottom of the lineup and to try to get a couple more runs headed into the final 3 outs of the game. As that ball is inside, ball 4, AJ works a walk. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Thank you for tuning in. My brother is half Puerto Rican. So shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Mustafa Tafish, who was with us in Pakistan when we took 2nd place. He is tuning in here in the Instagram live. He just hit hi. Make sure you give him a follow. My boy Mustafa, inshallah khair. Hopefully you're doing good. I know you're in Gaza right now, but I'm so happy that you're tuning in and watching us. Hopefully we get this championship for you guys in Gaza and for everybody who's been tuning in. Love you guys. Inshallah khair. So Hassan Ammar is up at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, but he's hitting .389 on the tournament and has a home run himself. He's one of the couple of guys who has hit dingers in this tournament. Him, Tariq, Dylan Ahmed, and Charles Haddad and Siam Lafi have all hit home runs for Palestine. And Hassan Ammar is at the plate looking to cause some damage and to add some runs to this lead, as a pickoff attempt at first is attempted, and AJ, I think, is safe at first. Oh, we got a pinch runner. Adam Musa is pinch running as Ammar Hassan drives one to center field. And the ball's not going to be caught. But each player will go station to station because it was almost caught. Adam Musa had to tag up there to make sure that the ball wasn't caught, but Ahmad Hassan singles to deep center field. We got a man on first and second with 1 out. Important additional runs on base for the top of the order. Here comes Siam Lafi with 1 out and 2 on. Siam hit a bomb against Iran, his first ever as a member of the Palestinian national team. And that's strike 1 on Siam. Adam Musa pinch ran for AJ Jabir and moved up to second base on that base hit. Habibi Mustafa. And alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. بس شوية تعبان مشان بنامش من اللعبكم. I haven't been sleeping because of these games. Gotta wake up early, go to work a 12-hour shift, come back home, work some more. But it's okay. It's all for the great cause. As runners were on the go there as CM fouls it off. It was what we call in baseball a hit and run. So the runners are going and the batter is swinging, and you hope a base hit or something in the gap scores all the runners. But here comes Siam Lafi. Siam played ball collegiately. Now he coaches. So he's still a coach and a player. And he's showing the guys that he coaches how he does it in real life. So the guy doesn't just preach it, he practices it as well. One of the best hitters on the team. That's why he's leading off. Thank you, Habibi Muayyad. Muayyad and Mustafa, 2 guys that were on the roster in Pakistan, currently in Gaza, watching with us. As both runners are off. And he's safe at third. Both runners get into second and third. A double steal right there. What a play. Now both guys are in scoring position for Siam Lafi. Siam is hitting .316 in the tournament with a 1.037 OPS. Today he's gone 0 for 3 with a walk. He scored the first run of the game on a sacrifice fly. But Adam Musa, showing off his speed. Adam Musa, I'm telling you guys, he's one of those guys. He could pitch, he could run, he can hit, he could do it all. So the fact that he was off and running right there just shows you the confidence that Oni has in him to do whatever he needs him to do. So the count, I believe, is full currently on Siam Lafi. And they're showing the replay of the stolen base. Pakistan is arguing the safe call. He was obviously under the tag. The replay shows Adam was obviously under the tag. Yes, Musa is a renaissance man. And the umpire is explaining to the Pakistan manager, look, my guy, he was safe. They're still arguing about the call, but he was safe. And the call is going to stand in baseball unless there is a, replay. In MLB, they do replays. You can do challenges, and then they'll go look at the replay. They'll send it to New York. They'll send it to our guy RJ in New York, and they'll say, hey, was he out or was he safe? The score is 4-2, Habibi in Gaza. Palestine is leading in the bottom of the 8th inning. If we get 3 more outs, we win. So it's the bottom of the 8th inning. Palestine is up 4-2 with 1 out. Runners on second and third, and the action is back in play after the argument about the safe call at third base. He was safe by a mile. Safe under the tag. Great slide. Poor tag. You got to get that tag down sooner, guy. So here we go. Full count. Runners on second and third. And the pitch. Siam swings. Misses. Strike 3. Out number 2. And here comes Yunus Halim. Yunus up with 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position. Big opportunity here to help extend the lead. According to our guy, Stephen Mufarrah, Brent Powers is at 119 pitches. So the decision whether to send him out there for the 9th inning was going to be an intriguing decision for Oni. Again, guys, if you want to watch the final 3 outs of the game, head to the link at the bottom that's pinned. Send it to your browser. Watch that. Listen to me call the last 3 outs. As Yunus Halim's grounds to third base, it'll be an unassisted play at first. That'll end. Oh my God, as Yunus jumps over the first baseman to avoid contact. There might be some argument about interference, but that'll be mute. That'll be the end of the 8th inning. Palestine leads 4-2, 3 outs away from clinching the West Asia Baseball Cup championship. And Brent Powers, so far, 8 innings, 12 strikeouts with a 1.06 ERA, has been dominant. And we'll see, and he is headed to the mound. He has thrown 119 pitches. And he's being sent out to throw the 9th inning, 3 outs away from his second complete game of the tournament. He's trying to solidify himself as the MVP of the tournament by pitching Palestine to a championship. But I think Tariq Subbo has made a case for himself today with his 2 home runs that are the difference in today's game. It's 4-2. Immediately after the game, I will jump off the live and rush to work. And then while I'm at work, when my boss isn't looking, I will write up the recap of whatever the outcome will be. So here we go as Brent makes his final warm-up tosses of today's game. And you would think after the guy was held from pitching back in Dubai, he made the trip, he was on the roster, but he didn't get a single inning of work during the Arab Classic hosted by Baseball United. And we, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we were saving him for the finals. It didn't work out that way. And so he didn't get to pitch at all in Dubai. So now I can't imagine anything pulling him out of this game as he tries to finalize the championship. Palestine leads 4-2. Coming to bat for Pakistan is Muhammad Tariq. Actually, no, it's Ikram Yula, who will lead off the inning for Pakistan. Shout out to Ozzie Guillen Jr., our manager in past tournaments, who's just joined the live. Thanks for joining. We're 3 outs away from your brother managing this team to the first championship in Palestine history as Pakistan grounds out to first to start the inning. 2 outs away from a championship. Brent Powers, 8 1/3, over 120 pitches. I don't pull this guy at all unless things get really out of hand. I don't pull this guy until he tells me he can't go no more. This guy, you'll have to probably send a goon to get him off the mound at this point, with 2 outs away from pitching a complete game and helping lead his team to a title. And that's strike 2 on Muhammad Tariq. 0 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Brent has pitched amazingly. 8 1/3, 12 strikeouts, only 2 earned runs in this outing. And that's ball number 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big at bat here for Hussein, the third baseman for Pakistan. Drives one down the third base line. It's fair. He's going to round first and head to second. Yusuf Abbasi picks it up and throws it into the infield. There's now a man in scoring position with 1 out. Brent Powers has been a part of the roster since we went to Taiwan for the Asian Baseball Championships. This is his 3rd tournament with the team. And each time he has performed very well, as that ball is taken inside for ball 1 to start the at-bat. And excuse me, that was Tariq Muhammad who hit the double down the third base line. It's Hussein who's up at the plate currently. Ball's fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike with a man on second here with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning for Palestine versus Pakistan. Championship of the West Asia Baseball Cup. So like I mentioned earlier, most of the scoring you could thank catcher Tariq Subh. 3 hits and 4 at-bats. 2 of those hits were solo shots, and that's the difference in the game today. Palestine is up by 2 runs. Tariq Subh has hit 2 home runs. Brent Powers is also the difference in the game. He's pitched almost a complete game so far, 8 1/3, and he's only given up 2 earned runs, struck out 12. He's struck out 27 batters so far in his 2 outings. As a bunt is laid down, Tariq Subh will let it go foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with a man on second base. Interesting strategy from Pakistan with 1 out to lay down a bunt. They're down by 2 runs. You need to go for a base hit here, in my opinion. You don't have many outs to sacrifice. You only have 2 left. Why would you sacrifice 1 just to move the runner to third base? That runner is not even the tying run. So here we are, top of the 9th inning, and Palestine is up by 2 runs. It looks like the batter fouled off a pitch off of his leg. And he's currently walking it off. So here you are. He's back in the batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's a single to left field. Runner around third. And then on an errant throw, the runner will advance to second base. The tying run is at second with 1 out. Things are getting very, very interesting here in the top of the 9th inning. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 9th inning. Brent Powers has gotten out of jams before. Can he get out of a jam here as they're having a meeting on the mound? I wonder if they have Paul Baba warming up, ready to come in case of an emergency here. But a throwing error put the runner in scoring position. He would have been stuck at first base, but an error puts him at second. That's the second error of the game. And I'm sure Brent Powers told him, "You're not taking me out of this one. I got this." So coming up now is number 17, second baseman Wahid Na. So we have a tense moment here after the meeting on the mound. We got a runner on second base, 1 out. That's the tying run. Brent has done a great job on the mound. And I wonder what Pakistan's strategy is going to be here. But like I mentioned early in the game, they love small ball. They proved that they're willing to bunt with 1 out. Are they going to try to get the runner over to third? That would be very interesting because then on a sac, there won't be a sac fly opportunity. And he does lay down the bunt. Brent picks it up, flips it to Ramzi at first. There's 2 outs. We're 1 out away from winning the West Asia Cup Championship. Palestine is up 4-3 here in the top of the 9th inning. This is the English version of the Palestine Baseball and Softball Federation page. There is an Arabic version. I don't run that account, but I do help them post by contributing to them. But there is a Arabic version, and this is the English version. So I run the English account, and I'm in charge of any English media. And the ball is thrown away, and the tying run scores. Oh, God, here we go. Another error allows Pakistan to extend this game. And Palestine will have to come up to the bats to try to win it. Ball was hit to third base. Ball was thrown way over Ramzi. Tying run scores. An errant throw allows the run to score. 2 errors in the 9th inning allow the tying runs to score 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. The game should be over, but now there's a runner on third with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, as a throwing error allows the runner to advance 2 bases. Third baseman overthrows the ball, but Brent Powers has a chance to get his team to the 9th with a tie game. Honestly, RJ, I would say was what I was worried about. The defense and making errors after only making 1 error through the first 8 innings, 2 9th inning errors has allowed Pakistan to tie the game. I was wary about mistakes allowing Pakistan to get in this game. I knew pitching and hitting would be there, and that's what's been the case throughout the first couple of games. Ground ball will end the inning. Palestine will have a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Guys, it's okay. We could have a much more exciting finish this way, but Brent Powers, 9 innings, 12 strikeouts, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. This game is going down to the wire, bottom of the 9th, 4-4, and guess what? Palestine has the heart of their order to up. Charles Haddad, who I said needs to step up here in these semifinals and finals, has a chance to step up big time. Then you have Tariq Subah, who's already hit 2 home runs and almost hit a third in his last at-bat. He's up. Nader Ihmoud. So, trust me, guys, the part of the order that we want up is up. And it's the bottom of the 9th inning. I'm going to be late to work again. But hopefully there's a championship behind it. So 2 errors cost Palestine that inning. On one, there was a single that drove in the 3rd run, and an errant throw allowed the runner to advance to second base, which allowed that runner to score on the following error. So back-to-back errors put a runner in scoring position and then allowed that runner to score. And that's why the game is tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The one solace that I could give you guys is Palestine, whatever pitching they have left, should be well rested. Minus Yunus Halim, who pitched 7 innings during the semifinals. He might be able to give you an inning. Okay? But you also have Paul Balba, who hasn't pitched since group play, and he was dominant during his outings. Then you also, the list goes on. You got Omar Shablouk, who's down there. Yunus Halim might give you an inning. Omar Shablouk. There's a couple guys. Adam Musa. But we will have to see what the decisions are made by the manager. This is where things get very, very interesting if it goes into extra innings. Hopefully it doesn't, as Trip Haddad heads to the plate with a game tied 4-4. Palestine has a chance to walk it off. And here's the first pitch of the bottom of the 9th inning. If you're just tuning in, I'm Nader Ihmoud, voice of the Palestinian national baseball team, as he takes strike 1 on the low outside corner to begin the at-bat. Tripp is 1 for 4 today, has a strikeout, has a single in the first inning when he was also a part of that first inning where they scored a run. As he takes ball 1 outside, the count is even at 1. Charles fouls that pitch off. Strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the right fielder, batting third for Palestine. Had a single in the first inning. Has been 0 for 3 since. Hopefully he's due for some action here. And he swings and he fouls off a pitch, but oh, what a diving catch by the first baseman. And that will retire Charles Haddad and send him to the bench and bring up Nader Ihmoud, who can solidify any awards that he might get if he can walk it off here. He's already proven he can go deep off this Pakistan pitching. He's hit 2 home runs today. Palestine is against Pakistan here in the finals of the West Asia Cup. It's the bottom of the 9th. Game is tied at 4 with the heart of Palestine's lineup up to the bat. And that ball is high and inside. Almost hits Tariq in the head. If you're wondering, how can I watch the game? There is a pinned comment. Copy and paste that link into your browser. You can watch the game. It'll be in Persian. You won't understand it unless you speak Persian. But that's why I'm live, giving you live play-by-play and live commentary. As Tariq takes a called strike 1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball is also up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike to Nader Ihmoud. And Tariq fouls off that pitch. The ball strikes are 2 balls and 2 strikes here in this at-bat. He's 3 for 4, 2 home runs, a single. Has had something to do with 3 of the 4 Palestine runs scored so far. And that ball's hit up the middle, picked up by the shortstop, throw in the first. He's out at 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning, tied 4-4. And Nader Ihmoud will come to the plate with a chance to walk it off. Dylan fouls off the pitch there. No balls, 2 strikes on the third baseman, Nader Ihmoud, who's hitting .474 in this tournament, has a home run, a few RBIs. Been a big part of the offense so far. But yeah, this has been the closest game of the entire tournament. Before this, the closest game was Palestine versus India, 6-1 final. But Palestine mercy ruled almost every other team besides Sri Lanka. Pakistan also mercy ruled most of the teams they played against. As Nader Ihmoud flies out to right field, we're headed into extra innings. So here is where things really get interesting. Let's see what Palestine uses as their relief, because there's no way Brent Powers is pitching 10 innings, especially after throwing close to 140, 150 pitches through 9 innings. He pitched very well. This has been a very intriguing ball game, but of course we're going into extra innings. So in baseball, in the majors, they put a guy on second base, except for in the World Series and in the playoffs, to start each extra inning. I don't think they do that here. The away team will get their first cracks at it. If they don't score and then the home team scores, the game is over. But if the away team scores and then the home team doesn't score in the next inning, the away team wins. So it's very simple. rules, and it looks like they're sending Brent out there for a 10th inning. Wow. Oof. You can see the stress on all the fans that are there in Iran watching and hoping that Palestine wins. But Palestine will have to play it. I don't think he goes by BP, but because that has a connotation like batting practice. So like I don't think any pitcher will allow anybody to call them BP. But he does go by Powers. So Brett is on the mound for a 10th inning. He's pitched 9 innings so far, has thrown over 100 pitches, and he's out there for another inning. He's pitched really well. 8 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. He struck out 12 batters. The guy has pitched 18 innings this tournament, and he has struck out 27 batters. So yes, in this tournament, they do start a runner on second base to start the extra innings. So Palestine decided to intentionally walk the first batter to put a force out on first, second, and third base. So Pakistan decides to lay down a sacrifice bunt. Runners advance to second and third. Tariq Subh throws out the runner at first. We got 1 out with 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the 10th inning. Pakistan 4, Palestine 4. So again, Palestine will go ahead and intentionally walk a batter to put the force out everywhere, put a force out at home to try to stop that runner from scoring on a ground ball. So bases are loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 10th inning. Just a reminder for extra innings, a runner is placed on second base. And so Palestine decided to walk the first batter of the inning to put a force out at third. Pakistan laid down a bunt for their first out, putting a runner on second and third. And then Palestine did another intentional walk, sending a runner to first, loading up the bases for Brent, whose first pitch is a curveball and not called a strike. So it's 1-0. So top of the 10th inning, Palestine and Pakistan tied at 4. Palestine's defense allowed Pakistan to tie the game in the 9th, as that's another ball on the outside corner, 2-0, with nowhere to put the runner. So Brent Powers is out there. And that's a swing and a miss, 2-1. Actually, that was a foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Umair Imdad Bhatti, who is a pinch hitter. He's pinch hitting for the DH spot in the order. Now there's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brent could use a double play here to get out of the inning. Ball's fouled off to keep the count at 2-2. So Brent Powers, 9 1/3, 12 strikeouts so far. He's looking for a ground ball to get out of the inning. Another foul ball from Umair Imdad Bhatti. That's hilarious. I guess you guys could hear my kid snoring in the background. Guys, knocked out. Has not been affected whatsoever by any of my play calls. Strike 3, batters out. Oh, what a big play right there by Brent. His 13th strikeout of the game. 1 out away from getting out of this crazy inning. Of course he's used to me yelling and shouting. During Cubs games, he sits in my lap, knocked out. Been to a Cubs game, asleep. And the first pitch is swung at, dribbled to first, thrown to Brett at first base. He falls down as he falls on the base. He's out. Inning is over, tied at 4, going into the bottom of the 10th inning. Tariq Subh will be placed at second base to begin the inning. Wow. That was huge. Huge. Brett Powers, 10 innings. He was telling Tariq, get out the way. I'm MVP. We're going to have to find out after the game who gets it. Palestine will need to win it first. They have a chance. They'll have a runner on second base. No outs to begin the bottom of the 10th inning. Adiba, text my brother. Tell him I'm going to be late to work. That's a good nickname, Superpowers. I like that nickname. But yeah, please text my brother. Tell him I know you called me, but I'm busy. Somebody call my brother. Tell him we're in the bottom of the 10th inning with a championship on the line. I gotta stay. No, it's not good for anybody. It's cardiac activity. Yeah, he did call me, and I ignored him. I couldn't get out the live. If I answer the call, no one's going to hear my play-by-play. But here we go, guys. Let's walk it off here. It looks like they're going to intentionally walk Nader Ihmoud, put him at first. It's going to be first and second to begin the inning. Ramzi Yassin, who is another guy who's been hitting very well this tournament. He could walk it off. Who's Graham Falloons? Oh, LOL. That's another person in the chat. Sorry. All right, so we'll have runners on first and second to start this inning for Team Palestine. I guess if I'm understanding this right, they put a runner on first and second, not just on second base. Sorry, guys, I'm just going with the best information that I can. But here's Ramzi Yassin ready to go here in the bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 4, runner on first and second, nobody out. Shout out to all the family members who are watching. Hopefully Ramzi can make us all proud. He's made us all proud during the whole tournament, but make it an exclamation point here as he takes ball 1 on the outside corner. Listen, walk out of the meeting. Just walk out. No meetings, no phone calls, no working right now. Palestine has a chance for its first title. When have you seen, as Ramzi sees the same exact pitch get called for a strike? Have we won any team sports? Have we won any team sports as Palestine? Have we done that? I don't think so. Name me a team sport where we've won a title in anything. As the ball gets away, runners will advance to second and third with nobody out. The winning run is 90 feet away. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. There's 0 outs. 0 outs. Ramzi hits a fly ball to center field. It's going to be a sac fly. The runner's going to score. Palestine wins. Palestine wins. Championships. West Asia Baseball Cup. What a win. What a win. First ever of many, inshallah. What a win. What a win. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Champions of the West Asia Baseball Cup tournament of 2025 in Iran. The team heads to Ramsey. They are mobbing him on the field. They're mobbing Ramsey. Ramsey's had a great offensive tournament. He hugs Mahmoud Baba. Mahmoud Dafish, the founder of the Palestinian Baseball Federation. They're mobbing him. They're all going crazy. Oh my God. Fantastic. Amazing. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. What a win. What a win. What a win. What a win. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing, guys. I'm going to go. I got to rush to work. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Got to rush to work. After I get to work, I'll write the recap. Oh my God. What a victory. Shout out to Palestine. Ramsey praying on the ground. Alhamdulillah. 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 Look at our fans. Alhamdulillah, guys. We won. Everybody go about your day. Enjoy your day. What a beautiful, beautiful day. Congrats to all the guys in Iran. Congrats to Coach Oni, Manager Oni. Congrats to Freddie Garcia, the pitching coach. I'm excited to see who they name the tournament MVP. It could be 3 different guys. It could be Ramzi Yassin. It could be Tariq Subuh. And it could be Brett Powers, who pitched 10 innings. All right, guys. See ya. Yeah, I should have went to Iran. Bye.